Hola a todos, aquí Juan G, esto es Habitación Sonora. Hace poco un suscriptor se puso en contacto conmigo, estuvimos charlando y me estuvo comentando que estaba atravesando por una situación complicada en la cual un poco se planteaba hasta dejar la música. Esto es algo bastante habitual, creo que todos los que estamos en esto hemos pasado alguna vez por ello y me recordó esa conversación a este vídeo que voy a poneros ahora del gran Mike Sten que me ha parecido increíble. Ahora cuando lo he vuelto a ver me ha gustado aún más, he disfrutado muchísimo traduciéndolo. Y bueno, creo que es muy inspirador, así que tenía ganas de compartirlo con este chaval y compartirlo con todos vosotros. Estas palabras de Mike Sten además traen otro debate sobre la mesa que ya tendría lugar quizá en un futuro vídeo, si os parece interesante, dejádmelo en comentarios por favor, que es sobre el tema de cómo vivir de la música, o si realmente hoy día es posible, merece la pena el esfuerzo, etc. Sin más, os dejo con estas palabras del gran Mike Sten, que además de ser uno de mis guitarristas favoritos, he descubierto que tiene unas dotes comunicativas también excepcionales. Ahora lo veréis.
Music is huge. You know, I feel like that the more I know, the less I know. Well, I know that that's the case. So like, and it's beautiful in that way. It's like, I don't know shit after all these years. But, you know, I love it in a way. That can make it also very overwhelming. I used to get really depressed thinking, how the hell am I going to learn how am I going to get gigs? How am I going to do this and that? And I had teachers that just said, just don't think of it. Just take it a day at a time, kind of, and just, you know, do what's in front of you. Don't ask that stuff will make its own way. Because you can't look at the whole picture and say, where am I going to be in 30 years now? Let me figure out, how should I get my sound, my voice, that kind of, it just happens. It evolves. The main thing is that when you have something that you love in your life, like music, and the only guarantee in anything, I don't care if you're a lawyer, doctor, musician, there's no guarantees about anything. But when you have something like music that you love, the only guarantee is that no one can take it away from you except for you. I mean, generally, sometimes people stop playing, they get pissed off, depressed, there's not enough, it doesn't meet their expectations, so they stop. I've known some people that did that and then came back to it and said, man, I've been like a fish without water for 10 years. I'm doing something else, money-wise, but I'm playing now, and I got a gig down the street, and then somebody else just told me to go on the road with them, and blah, blah, blah. And they're saying, well, I'm going to quit my job and do that for a while, you know. So you just never know, but I would say never let it go, you know, to me. And I've seen people get lucky like myself and get gigs, and one thing leads to another. And some people who are amazing players that don't get all those opportunities, but they find their way. You know, there's teaching, there's all kinds of stuff you can do in music that's incredible, you know. And some stuff that you don't want to do. You got to do for gigs or for money, you know, gigs that you don't particularly want to do. I've done all the above. But the thing is, you keep the vitality of music in your heart. And it's, for me, it's like that's a huge thing, just in and of itself. And I never thought that. When this guy taught me, kind of told me that, who used to play with Charlie Parker. This guy at Berklee College of Music named John Laporta. He's a great teacher and a great player. And he said that, you know, and it just hit me. I remember being in a class and it just hit me. And we were studying really simple, B flat pentatonic, he would say, in this kind of voice. I can't do it, I got a hoarse voice anyway, but he used to be really hoarse. B flat pentatonic and added blues notes. And then he would sing. You know, like that. Like it was like the sun was supposed to come out, you know? It was just, that was all he needed, you know? And he was such a great teacher. It was so inspiring because of his joy of music. He played his ass off, but you know, I never even heard him play that much, just the way he talked about it. But he was really strong about that. He said, no one can take that away from you, ever. He said, it's your choice, you know, so it's important. Also, the odds are that the more you practice and the more, you know, stuff you do in front of you, the better the more options you have in music to get different gigs. Teach and play and whatever.
Yo la verdad es que pienso que una vez que te pilla el gusanillo de la música es prácticamente imposible dejarla, es como una droga súper adictiva, ¿no? El punto está en conseguir encontrar el sitio para la música en tu vida, ¿no? ¿Qué sitio es el que tiene? ¿Cómo relacionarte con ella? Pero creo que dejarla es casi imposible y si la dejas al final acabarás volviendo. Así que nada, con esto terminamos. Espero que os haya gustado tanto como a mí este vídeo y también quería haceros la pregunta de si habéis pasado alguna vez por este tipo de crisis, igual que este suscriptor que me comentaba, que ya os decía al principio del vídeo. ¿Habéis pensado alguna vez dejarlo o lo habéis dejado y habéis vuelto? En fin, contad vuestra experiencia porque seguro que puede ser muy enriquecedor para todos. También quería deciros que si queréis apoyar el canal ya sabéis que podéis, aparte de suscribiros si no lo estáis y tocar la campanita para estar al tanto de las notificaciones, pues podéis compartir mis vídeos, podéis darme un me gusta, podéis hacer comentarios. Todas estas cosas ayudan a que YouTube muestre más mis vídeos y por supuesto también tenéis disponibles mis cursos sobre el método Gage, sobre la guitarra funk. Y también podéis dar clases online conmigo poniéndoos en contacto a través de mis redes o del mail habitacionsonorajga@gmail.com. Con esto os dejo, nos vemos en la próxima. Saludos.